Today, we're covering the 1994 film Audrey, which is like every 90s kid animal movie blended into one. And my only advice is if you watch it for this podcast, don't pause it because it's going to make it seem like it's 15 hours long.
Jeez.
But it does feature the charming sea lion, Tori, who plays Audrey in this film, and she's worth watching the film for. But did you know that Audrey in the film and in real life was a harbor seal, yet Tori the actor is a sea lion? Or that Tori survived a hurricane? What? Learn about all this and more as we're hoofing it in Hollywood. The birds and the beasts are on the screen. They're the ones that you have seen. You've watched them since childhood as a hoofing it in Hollywood. All right, welcome to Hoofin' It in Hollywood. I'm your host, Paul, and with me today I have my co-host, Melissa.
Arf, arf, Paul. Wait, that's supposed to be a seal, not a dog.
I thought that was like a walrus.
She stole mine.
Audrey.
Oh, I already did all mine.
And Jordan.
Hi, Paul.
All right, like I mentioned, we're doing Audrey the film, and just to get it out of the way, yes, Tori, the actor in this film, is a sea lion, but Audrey in real life and in the film is a seal. And this was a big problem for a lot of people, which we'll get into a little bit later. But first, let's talk about the film Audrey. So take it away, Jordan.
Thanks, Paul. You guys, what's one word that you would use to describe the film Audrey?
You know, we know this is coming, and I still failed to prepare for it.
I wrote mine down.
I was going to say, I always write mine down, so I don't know. Spoiler alert. Okay, my word is filler. Bloated.
That's 2 words.
Okay, I take back filler, and I say bloated because I feel like it's more appropriate. I don't want to say the opposite, but I jokingly wrote down seal of approval. No. SEAL, or I don't need.
That's your one word.
My 3 words.
My word is not a word, but it's because I'm tired of watching films like this.
What can you expand on films like this?
The young child finds an animal, and it's like an emotional journey for both the kid and the animal.
Animal buddy film.
Yeah. Jordan?
Audacious. And mainly because of the real story behind it. Because, again, just like Roar, it's someone who thinks that they know better than everybody else and decides to take a wild animal in and protect them themselves. And it sounds like the movie makes it seem like they rescued him, but I'll go into it a little bit later, how he actually got his seal Audrey. And it's not horrible, but
it's not great.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
All right, so Audrey, like you said before, was released in 94. It's a family adventure drama directed by George Miller. No, not Mad Max George Miller. Not Babe and Babe Pig in the City George Miller.
Okay.
Oh, darn.
This was Neverending Story 2 George Miller. A different George Miller. It was based on a book that was originally written by the actual man himself, Harry Goodrich. He wrote it with an actual author from the area named Lou Dietz. Then the book was called A Seal Called Audrey, and it was adapted for the screen by Dana Barada. It starred Keith Carradine, David Carradine's brother, and Tina Majorino, who played Deb in Napoleon Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
She was the little girl, Tony.
Amazing.
The animal rules in this movie, Audrey is a wild animal. He does interact with the people just like some of the other wild animals that we have seen, but he doesn't talk to them. He doesn't have an internal monologue. He just acts like a wild animal. It was inspired by a harbor seal who was raised to live with humans in a town in Maine. It was set in the 1960s. It follows Toni Whitney. She lives with her family in the coastal village of Rockport. Her father, Harry, is the town's harbor master. He's kind and he's practical. He spends most of his days doing things like rescuing marine wildlife, keeping order amongst the fishermen that are there in the area. Like one time he has to dive for a lost mooring. He fixes lights on buoys, stuff like that. He's just kind of responsible for the whole general well-being of this harbor where they live.
I was wondering what a harbor master did, because he literally said 5 times, like, oh, I got some of the harbor master.
I said the same thing. I'm like, what does he even do?
He was just drinking beer at a fucking bar the entire time. Like,
yeah, he did things. It showed him one time going diving for someone's mooring, and it showed him I guess they said he was supposed to. He shirked his responsibilities more than we saw him do his responsibilities. I will give you that. Which is also a bone of contention with some of the other fishermen, because they think he's not doing his job well enough.
Well, my dad says that... He says that you're not fit to be harbor master.
What?
He also says that you're a big jerk!
After a big storm, they find an orphaned baby seal. Tony decides to name him Andre after a book that she'd been reading about how to raise, or it's just a book about marine biology, I think, something like that. They try to nurse him back to health, intending to release him once he's strong enough to return to the ocean. But as these movies go, as Paul called it, these movies, Andre becomes part of the family and actually the community at large. He basically follows Tony everywhere. He sneaks into the family's house. He does tricks all the time that make him kind of popular with the locals. People come from all over to watch him. Not everybody loves him, like we said before. Some of the fishermen are trying to say that he is responsible for their lower catches, saying that he eats the fish, even though Harry, as the harbor master, knows that Andre doesn't eat those fish. But there's a lot of big fights that happen because of it. One fisherman in particular, Billy Baker, he tends to get drunk and angry about it, and him and Harry kind of fight a few times about it. And he's like, you like that seal more than you like your job, and you're not doing a very good job because that seal is...
I can't afford to feed my son with the lobster prices.
the lobster prices dropped $3 in 10 seconds.
The lobster prices dropped $3 in 5 seconds in one scene.
My jaw hit the floor. I was like, what?
Eventually they learn that they can't keep him there. It's just too dangerous for him. He doesn't have anywhere to go in the winter. And so they decide to take him to Boston, which is about 200 miles away, and he can live in the aquarium there over winter. And they have this crazy idea the next spring that they should let him go on his own from there. If he comes back, he comes back. If he goes off into the wild, well, so be it. That's where he was supposed to be. Anyway, he ends up coming back, and that's kind of like the miracle of this seal. Seals don't usually migrate, but Andre came back home from 200 miles away. He knew his way somehow. Andre became the pride of the town, because when else was a seal going to do this?
Okay, Andre, smile for the camera. Smile for the camera. That's it.
So the big drama comes when Paula goes out with Billy's son, and they take Andre out on a boat. He's like, I'm going to fix it for my dad once and for all. She doesn't happen to see the gun that he totes with him on the boat, but they go out. She convinces him, or she tries to fight the gun away from him. These are teenagers, by the way, fighting with a shotgun in a boat in the middle of a harbor. He pulls the trigger while he's fighting with her, and the gun goes off, and they turn around, and Andre's not there. So he's just like, I guess problem solved. They turn around, come back. The little girl, Tony, had seen them row off with Andre, and she knew what was up. So she takes out her little dinghy and goes out to try to find him. And I mean, this thing's tiny. It's as big as this little girl is, and that's it. And she's got these 2 little oars in it. And of course, a huge storm rolls in right when she decides to go out.
Am I the only one that thought the dinghy was super cute? I didn't know you could get a boat that small.
It was really cute. It was tiny.
But they intercut it with the other boat that said Old Hag on the back. So we thought that her dinghy said Old Hag. And we were like, Jesus.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be amazing. She's cruising around in a little dinghy that says Old Hag on the back.
She gets caught up in the waves in this little boat. And the dad and Billy finally settle their differences because the little girl's in danger, and they decide to go out looking for her. Andre gets their attention. Andre's out there. He knows what's up. Andre actually pulls the rope of her dinghy away from the jagged rocks that the storm is pushing her towards so she doesn't crash on the shore. And they find her and they pull her back in. And that's pretty much it. At the very end, they kind of say that Andre goes back and forth from the aquarium to home and lives the rest of his life, and everybody in the town kind of loves him. They make Billy the harbor master because the joke is Harry sucked so bad as the harbor master, anybody could be better, but Billy's going to be the one taking over the harbor master position.
And so they gave it to the drunk.
I know you hated the movie, Paul, but what was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene was the end when the dad was just like, you know what? I guess I really do suck ass at this job, and I'm going to give it to Charlie. Because, like, when do you
Billy.
see that? Billy. I'm going to give it to Billy.
Hey, listen up, everybody. I want to say something. Well, since I'm such a terrible harbor master anyway, I've decided to step down. And, well, you know, elections are coming up, and, well, I'd like to nominate Billy Baker.
Like, to admit that you suck and just,
It was kind of funny.
That's true. Just stepping down because you know.
yeah, that was awesome.
I'm going to be real basic. My favorite scene was the stupid little dance and the montage that went with it of like the girl just hanging out with Andre. I don't even care. It was cute. And there was a lot in that movie that made me bored, but that didn't because it was really cute. His little dancey dance was really cute. Awesome. I would say mine, it wasn't like in particular one scene, but I liked, there were multiple scenes where he was watching TV. And I just thought that was adorable. Like the one scene he's on the couch with one of the brothers and they're watching something and then the brother changes the channel or he's like, let's put on the game. And Andre's like, or makes a noise or does like a fart noise, like to say no.
Oh, I loved when he was watching through the window.
Creeping through the lady's window and scares the shit out of her. But again, just very animated. And I thought those scenes were really cute.
Yeah, I'm about the same. I liked the scene where he was watching TV, but the mom comes home and then he turns it off and sits there like he wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
All right, the movie cost about $8 million to make, and it got back about 16.8 from the box office. About 4 million the first weekend, 16.8 total. So I'd say it's a modest success, and it's pretty much mid reviews by critics again. Roger Ebert hates all these movies that we've been reviewing, but he gave it like a 2.5 stars. But families ended up loving it for its sweet story. So what else can you say? Mel, you've probably got some reviews to tell us about.
I sure do. Let's talk about those now. The popcorn meter on RottenTomatoes.com gives the movie a 53% average rating, which I think seems fair kind of based on our assessment. Like it's good, but it's not going to blow your mind.
Very mid.
The first review I have is from 2012, and there's no name, but they ended up giving it 5 stars and saying, this movie is so cute, and if it doesn't make you cry, then you have no heart.
Well, I take exception to that.
Oh, I didn't cry. Oh, no.
Guess I have no heart.
I also didn't cry.
You guys better check your chests.
No heart. No heart.
Oh, it's there.
I found a few reviews on Letterboxd where the movie has an average rating of 2.8 stars out of 5, which is about on par with Rotten Tomatoes. And the first review I have here is from this past September 2025 by somebody named Sav, who gave it 5 stars and said, Paramount and Warner Bros. Need to get their shit together and release this on streaming for good.
Okay.
Yeah, it was hard to find. It was crazy that it was on YouTube.
And that's partially why I picked this review, because bless the person who uploaded the entire thing to YouTube.
Yeah, to YouTube.
Because we wouldn't have been able to watch it otherwise. It's not streaming anywhere. I think we checked every platform. We checked Tubi, everything. It wasn't anywhere. So, and the last review I have for you guys is from June of this year, and it's by somebody named Millie, and they gave it a 4 star and said, I think Andre should be allowed to take one shot at Paula.
Yeah.
Paula was the really obnoxious older daughter who, like...
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, she was kind of a butthole.
Oh, she sucked, dude.
Almost got him killed.
She was something else. Like...
Yeah, she sucked.
Although I will say I felt for her a little bit because...
You've never been outshadowed from a sea lion, Audrey.
Jesus.
You can't compare to her life.
You don't know what it feels like.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, like, I feel for her. I understand that she probably felt like her parents cared more about the sea lion, and I could see how that would make you upset. I don't think it should make you kill the sea lion.
Agreed.
But she wasn't trying to be fair. She was just trying to, like, let him go free.
She tried to save his life.
Can I share a review that I found when I was doing my research that was in the New York Times in '94 that I feel like wraps up my feelings about it?
Yeah.
So the quote's a little bit longer, but this is the heart of it, which is, they're talking about like what's the story around this movie. It says the answer is that there isn't much film around Andre. It's loaded with filler. The Whitneys' fractious family quarrels take up screen time, and Mom is often seen puttering briskly around the house. And I feel like that's exactly what it was. Is like the mom was always just like, "What about this basement and put my office here?" And like she was always just like doing something.
She was, but I also told Jordan, I was like, why is their mom so hot?
I know, she was.
Like, she's very attractive.
Right?
Anyways,
Yeah.
I digress.
So yeah, final thoughts. It was my first time watching it. I don't think I saw this movie when I was younger, or if I did, I forgot about it. And it was sweet, but a bit sparse was my notes for it. There wasn't much going on, but I thought the sea lion did a really good job, and I'm excited to hear about what went on with that.
I somewhat disagree in that I did not like the film because it felt so cookie cutter, and like I hate to say it, I was checked out before the movie even started, and so
Paul, this is not the movie's fault. This is your fault.
We didn't have to do this movie, Paul.
no, that's what I was gonna
it's your
say. That's what I was
fault.
gonna say. It's
You were the one that suggested it like 10 times.
I know.
And then when we said no, we don't want to do Andre, you're like, I'm not doing this show with you guys if you don't do Andre.
canceling the show.
Uh-huh.
You said you were going to quit the podcast if we didn't do Andre.
Guys, I can't fucking do this anymore.
I guess I'm the odd one out. I enjoyed it. But I don't know. I just thought it was cute.
Yeah, I was pretty bored, but I liked the sea lion.
So I did want to talk a little bit about the book that this was based on. The book was called A Seal Called Andre, and it's pretty much an autobiography about Harry Goodrich himself. Like I said, he worked with a writer to tell the story, but I read a lot of it. I was actually supposed to be doing a lot different research, and I just read like half the book last night, but it was pretty interesting. But I do have to say the same things about what we said about Roar. It's just like, it seemed like he felt like he knew better. He even said he knew better than scientists in several different places. So anyway, let's talk really quick about the seals, because Andre wasn't his first seal. He did live in Rockport, Maine. He really wanted a marine companion. He was a diver, like a professional diver, just like the guy. He would go down and pick up people's anchors and stuff off the bottom if they lost them. He was also a tree surgeon. That was his main job, but he just loved the sea. So he wanted to find a seal. He went out with the purpose of capturing a seal. It wasn't like the seal just came to him out of the blue. And the very first one he caught was in 1959. Again, he said that he went out with the purpose of finding a baby seal. And he said, I confess I didn't look too hard for his mom that day. I told myself that I was perhaps performing a service by taking this seal into custody. So he thought that since a lot of seals die as young, that like he was actually doing it a favor. He tried to feed it condensed milk with eggs mixed in, which it didn't like it. It wasn't eating it. And just like in the movie, it was getting really sick and frail. But this one never came back. Like he eventually got it to eat by putting this milk and egg mixture in. It was condensed milk and egg, soaked a towel, and the seal would start like sucking on the towel, and it was eating it. So he's like, oh, that's fine. And he came down like the next day or 2 days later, and the seal was dead and felt really bad. He took it in to get an autopsy, and they found towel in its stomach. And so I think like it worked a little too much, and he ate the entire towel. So then he got Basil in 1960. Basil named after, it was a bay seal, so he called it Basil. He didn't even try to, like in the book, he doesn't even try to justify stealing it. He just said like, well, I found in my notes, got Basil July 1960. So he doesn't even say anything about the mom or where he like pilfered this seal from. But he did get further with feeding. And just like in the movie, he developed a fake seal with nipples that were recessed because he realized that these seals go along the shoreline and flat surfaces. So they don't want their nipples like dragging along the sand.
Did you make one of these outfits, Jordan? Is that what you're at? Yeah. You gotta feed your cats?
No, but like...
Are you about to put it on right now?
But again, yeah, it worked. And that seal lived a little bit longer, but he ended up dying because he was out boating with him, and he noticed that he wasn't on the front of the boat anymore. He didn't really think too much of it. Then he saw a bunch of blood in the water, and a great white shark had killed Basil. He said he fought.
Yeah, and I feel like these people, like the people who end up with wild animals in this manner, are often people who just come off like so privileged and like they think that they're owed, like I think one of you said, they're owed this
opportunity. They're owed a seal.
Better than the mother would do, raising the fucking seal.
Right. Like, and there's this arrogance that comes with it of knowing better than nature, sort of. It's just, these people like fancy themselves as like people who understand nature, but really they're people who want to rule it. And it's just...
Yeah, for sure. That's how it felt. He did definitely have an understanding of at least the water itself. You know what I mean? Like he knew how things worked, but he kind of took advantage of it, I would say. So Andre, like most of the rest of it's the same. He actually did go to the aquarium every winter, and for about 20 years, they would let him go in the spring. It wasn't exactly like the movie. They would actually take him up north to a different harbor that was like less populated by fishing boats, and just, it wasn't Boston Harbor. It was just a harbor north of Boston. But that was it. They would take him up there and just let him go. And the first time he did that, everybody said that seal is going to die, or that seal is not going to come back. And he said, well, if it doesn't come back, then I've been meaning to like get it back to its roots anyway. So if it doesn't come back, so be it. But then it did. And then it just kept coming back for 20 years. Finally, they found him washed up on the shore, not too far from home. Earlier, they had thought that he'd gotten a bad fight with another male seal during mating season and they couldn't locate him for like a month or so. And people were like on the lookout for him. And somebody finally called it in and said they found him on the beach, and they went and grabbed him and took him back home. And there's a statue now in Rockport commemorating him.
One really kind of cute thing that I found with the real Andre is he became so popular in the town. Like at that time, there was a lawyer who was running to become a governor, but every time he kept trying to get his like publicity in the news, Andre's news kept coming through.
Aww.
So he was always like, God damn it, Andre. Because like he basically would just steal the headlines and everything. All right, Jordan, you got anything else?
That's all I got.
All right, I'll take it over for Creature Chronicles. What's that? It's Creature Chronicles. So my dyslexia might defeat me this time because I'm going to have to go back and forth and talk about seals and sea lions.
Oh my.
Because there's a whole bunch of confusion with this film. And there's probably going to be a whole bunch of bullshit. So I'm sorry for any bullshit that's afoot. Or bullshit that's a flipper. No?
Like the dolphin? Just kidding.
All right, let's get into this. So the actor of this film was Tori, who was a female sea lion. So she played Andre along with 3 other sea lions, but she was the principal actor in this. And she killed it.
I thought you were going to say she was the princess.
She was a total princess. She was.
She is a princess.
And she did a great job. She was exceptional, except for one tiny fact. She was a sea lion, and Andre is a seal.
Boo.
And you know how I know that, you guys? The motherfucking ears. That's the biggest thing.
What about him?
Oh, yeah, they have, like, pretty pronounced ears.
They have what we have, like little flaps. They're gross, you know?
No, they're cute. I think they're kind of cute.
Wait, seals have that or sea lions have that?
Sea lions. They have, like, little flappers.
Yeah.
And seals just have little holes.
And they should have just cut them off or something to, like, make sure that she looked closer to
No.
Man.
Well, it also doesn't look anything like a seal. Like,
yes.
Seals look like kind of like chubby dogs. They remind me, what's that dog with the it does not help at all. And they like snort. Oh, an English bulldog? A French bulldog. They remind me a little bit of like a French bulldog. And then you have sea lions, which when they're on land look more like a slippery sea wiener dog, you know? Like you're just gonna say wiener. Little like slippery sea wieners. I don't know, if you look at a sea lion on land, it looks like a wiener dog mixed with, you know, like a pinniped, like a seal.
Well, we saw that. We saw like an hour and a half of that.
You know, now that I look at the sea lion, though, I feel like if I saw that, or like that shape even, just the silhouette of the sea lion, I feel like that is just seal in my brain. So I think maybe, is that just like a common misconception?
So that's the thing. So both seals and sea lions are part of the family called pinnipeds, and these are semi-aquatic marine mammals that include seals, sea lions, and walruses.
Oh.
And the name pinniped means fin-footed. And so we're going to start with sea lions first because Tori is a motherfucking sea lion. She is not a seal, so we're going to start there first. So she belongs to a family that is known as the eared seals because they have those little gross flaps on their face. And that's the big thing about them. They have visible ear flaps, and they have big front flippers that they can use to walk on. So that's a big thing. They walk a lot on land. They're social and loud. They bark, they roar, they do all that goofy shit we saw in the movie. And they're very strong swimmers. They swim with their big front flippers because they're awesome. The males can get up to 800 pounds, so they can get huge. Yeah, big boys. And they're found all over the Pacific Ocean from California to Japan.
Yeah, mind you, not on the East Coast, like Maine.
Oh.
That's another big thing, yes. But they're also known for being smart and trainable. So you kind of start to see a pattern of why they might have chosen a sea lion for this film. But now we'll jump over to harbor seals. So these are known as the true seals because they have smooth moves in the water. But they're very clumsy on land. Why? Because they have a big chonky tail that they use for driving themselves in water, but they don't have like a good upper body to like walk on land. So they slide a lot. They have a distinctive look. They have those big puppy-like eyes, and they are very quiet and solitary by nature. So they don't really make a lot of noise, which Audrey in that film was fucking yucking it up like every 5 seconds and blowing raspberries every 5 seconds, dude. Just to get into some interesting facts about sea lions and seals. Yes, I'm combining them both for this. In Celtic folklore, seals were believed to be selkies, which were mystical beings who could shed their skins and become humans on land.
Whoa.
But let's get into the history of Tori. So her early life is a little hard to find information on. I do know that she was born in 1984, and she lived in a theme park just outside of LA. I know her trainer was Susan Fortier, and for those 10 years, she worked at the theme park, but there's not much of a story there. But at 10 years old, she was cast in this film because they wanted to go with sea lions versus seals. And so her and the 3 other seals were driven in trucks from the theme park where they lived, and they were put on an airplane and flown into Canada in the cargo hold of these planes. And when they arrived, they got there about a month beforehand because they had to acclimate them to the new saltwater pools. During the filming process, Tina, the little girl in the movie, said that it was one of her easiest acting experiences because she liked laughing and being silly dancing with Audrey. And so while everyone did look back at this, who worked on it and had a fond experience, not everyone was super pumped about it. There were a lot of people who were actually pissed because they really wanted a seal to portray the lead actor, not a sea lion.
So people being like people from the area that knew the real actor, or just people in general?
There was a lady named Patty who was a former trainer who worked with the real Audrey in the New England aquarium that said, it's like doing Born Free with a bear. So I don't know what Born Free is. Do you know what that movie is?
I have to say that I'm kind of on their side with this one. I think it's ridiculous to do a movie with a completely different animal and call it that animal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. To me, that's like, yeah, I'm on the side of the people who are pissed here. Like, it's stupid. Like, why just call him Andre the Sea Lion and go with that, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people from the aquarium who could have helped out with this production decided not to participate in it because they were pissed. There was another aquarium spokesperson named Sandra. She was quoted as saying, a lot of children are going to watch this film and think that that's a seal. And for them, that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
So after the film is where Tori's story gets really wild. She and another sea lion were flown to Hawaii to do the press junket for this. So they stayed at a 5-star hotel.
What?
They had their own swimming pool that was private, and they were being waited on by a butler. So they were getting like buckets of fish by the pool.
It's amazing.
Yeah, glamming it up. They did have to put a fence around the pool because they were afraid she might get away. So, like, she was a little caged in this pool, but it sounds like it was sweet. Unfortunately, she did no other work after this film, and afterwards, she went to Gulfport, Mississippi, which is the headquarters of the Marine Animal Productions, a company that contracted out sea lions and dolphins to act in aquariums and zoos. So she lived there until 2005, until Hurricane Katrina came through and basically wiped everything out. Thankfully, she was evacuated the day beforehand. She didn't have to deal with it. But her time there, she actually had a son who was not evacuated and was later discovered behind a casino in Mississippi.
What?
Well, I'd bet on that guy.
So he survived.
Yeah, and apparently he was like popular enough that they made paintings about him that were available for auction.
Aww.
But after that business was destroyed, she and 5 other male sea lions were flown out to Bahama Cay, northwest of North Providence Island, owned by a German entrepreneur who made his fortune in groceries. So he just bought these sea lions and they were hanging out.
Okay.
Doing stuff with groceries, apparently.
Like just hanging out at home with him?
And then she was taken again to the West Indies, accompanied by other sea lions to help with propagating the captive population. So she was going to be used for breeding, but by the time she made it to the Caribbean, she came down with endometriosis. So she was no longer able to actually have pups, and it was unfortunate, but she was doing shows and meet and greets there right up until her death.
Wow, she did a lot of stuff. She went a lot of places.
Yeah, dude, she had a wild life. She was all over the place. She died June 20th of 2008, just before her 23rd birthday, due to kidney and heart failure. And so there was a hill on the island where she was performing, where she was buried. Her legacy is that she was beloved by her trainers, and she was known for being a natural charmer. And that's about it, guys. That's the story of Tori.
We love Tori.
Oh, I love Tori.
I thought Tori did an awesome job in this film, but I'm wondering what we all think. So I'm going to turn it over to Melissa for our animal review scale.
This time we're going to use a rating scale that is going to be out of 5 or raspberries.
5 because she just blew it like raspberries, blew it out of the water. She was so good.
She was.
Yeah. I give her 5. She was highly watchable. She made the film that I normally wouldn't enjoy somewhat enjoyable due to her presence.
Yeah.
Yep. Saving grace of the movie. She was amazing.
Was that 5 or 4? 5?
That was 5.
Hey guys, I agree with you. That was like not great raspberry.
That sounded like one long.
That was one long raspberry. It's not very staccato, Melissa.
I'm just kidding.
Now it's just 5 1-star reviews.
No, Tori was absolutely phenomenal in the movie. Like you said, Paul, she's really the only reason to watch it. She's super adorable. She's great at acting. She made me laugh. She made me cry. I loved her puppy dog eyes. I love everything about her, and it sounded like she had a pretty interesting, crazy life. So,
I might take away because she wasn't an actual seal, but that wasn't her fault.
That's not her fault, Jordan.
If
Yeah.
you took a away, you'd have to make that noise backwards, and if anybody can do that, I don't
you're sucking it back in.
All right, I'm going to turn it over to Audrey to do some movie magic.
Get ready for movie magic.
All right. So welcome to Movie Magic. I don't have a lot for you guys today. So what I ended up doing is pulling some things from general sea lion training. I was really hopeful because there was a Humane Hollywood thing on it, but it was mostly full of just uselessness. It was kind of like the movie where it was just full of filler.
Oh, wow.
Burn.
And like burn, and not much else. So anywho, there were some things that were probably pretty obvious to you, like when there were footage of groups of them swimming together, that was from nature. When there was a seal in the net at the beginning, like when Billy pulls him up and he's like, the price of fish, I'm not going to be able to... it was a dead... No, it wasn't a dead seal.
I was about to get really sad. It was a dead seal.
Well, it just made me really sad.
They killed a seal for this movie.
It wasn't real. It was a dead seal, you guys.
Oh my god.
They wanted sea lions. They didn't want seals, so they killed those. They kept all the sea lions.
They killed
no.
it too?
Okay, so actually, it was a fake seal.
Okay.
And similarly, when you see the seal dead in the water, which I fully missed in the movie, by the way, I did not see that scene. When they originally take Andre down to the dock, I think they're going to let him go or something, and then they see a dead seal, so they turn around and go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know why they turned around. I thought it was just like, har, we had a change of thought. No, there was a dead seal. Anyways, that dead seal was actually a dead seal. No, I'm just kidding. It's a fake seal. So all of the scenes in open water were actually filmed in enclosed areas because they were worried that Tori would escape. So like the storm scene was shot in a wave pool. But then there is one piece of movie magic that maybe you encountered, but it's the best piece of movie magic, which is that when Tony was crying, which is Tina Majorino's character, her tears were real because Andre the seal smelled so bad. Like Tori the seal. So like sea lions smell so bad that it was like burning her eyes or something. That made her cry.
Whoa.
Do they smell like onions?
My guess would be like ammonia or something, like pee. I don't know.
Or like fish? Maybe they don't smell fishy. I don't know.
I'll look it up.
But apparently they are quite pungent.
Google is saying sea lions can smell bad due to their urine, feces, and regurgitation, spewing, when they are in large groups on land. So
they're sitting in their own vomit.
Fish, piss, throw up, I think. What did you say, Paul?
spew,
Spew.
dude.
Ew, what is that? I don't like that word.
I would like to eliminate the word spew in the biological sense.
I don't like it.
If you spew in she bolts, it was never meant to be. That's a movie quote.
Okay. Really, most of the movie came down to the magic of editing because animals are never as compliant as they look on scene. They're never these, like perfectly behaved seals, much like we are not perfectly behaved podcasters and Paul has to edit us. They have to edit all the scenes together.
Thank you.
So Paul is like our animal trainer and we are like the animals. We are like the seals.
That's very appropriate.
Wait, no, I don't like you guys. I'm going to replace you with like other humans with no ears. Where are my Gorlocks at?
What's a Gorlock?
What?
Oh, sorry. Where are all my Morlocks at? The people who live in the sewers?
What?
From the time machine?
Yeah, the Morlocks.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on. I thought you made up a new animal.
Okay, so anyways,
Fucking Morlocks.
So part of the reason that they chose a sea lion for this movie, or one of the reasons they gave, is because they're so easy to train. And so I looked up like how you train a sea lion. But as a side note, there were like 15 different reasons they gave for why they chose a sea lion over a seal. And I feel like really it was them like trying to cover every road to like justify the fact that they used a sea lion.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, well, we were shooting on a tight schedule and we couldn't train a seal in time, so we got a sea lion was one of them. And another one was that they're safer around kids, supposedly. Which I kind of believe because seals are assholes, but I don't know. To me, it just sounded like they were trying to justify it. But anyways, so I tried to figure out how maybe Tori learned how to do these tricks in the first place by watching some videos on sea lion training that various zoos and like whatever have put out. So one thing they talked about a lot in these videos, like in each of them, is that they do multiple training sessions a day. So like 3 times a day, 5 times a day, working with the animals. And they do them for multiple reasons. It's not just like for fun for the audience. It's like to teach them how to do things that make it easier to check out their health, like do a medical check, or it plays on their natural behaviors and uses that, and then they sort of amplify it. And then it also gives them cognitive enrichment as well as like physical enrichment, like the exercise that they would get out in the wild. So the byproduct kind of ends up being this entertainment factor, but there's a lot of reasons that they train them.
Right.
Oh, that's awesome.
So some of the natural behaviors they would exhibit in the wild and things that they already like to do that they might build on are like having them toss something. So they can build that into like a frisbee toss behavior, or one of the sea lions imitates a great white shark, like a predator imitation that they might do for protection in the wild. And then that might create like an interesting swimming pattern. When they're trying to build up speed in the water, they'll jump and jump and jump. So that creates that really cool behavior that you see where they like, so they build, they build that into like a more of an entertainment sort of thing. Or like jumping as high as they can, which is really good for building up that physical fitness and getting them more exercise.
That would be so cool to be able to do that and like jump out of water.
Mm-hmm.
I kept saying that every time I jumped out.
Yeah, it would. Like, and could you imagine if you could then fly? Like if you could like, like flip your fins.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, you'd be OP.
And then like getting in and out of the water is an easy one too. And then there's like fun but the useful, which were things like I talked about, the jumping really high to build muscles, cognitive enrichment like retrieving things, doing basketball, doing the little like tongue out thing. And I also found that with the raspberries, so I particularly try to figure out like how do you train them to do a raspberry? And it might build on the natural behavior that they use to clear their nostrils. And then like sort of rewarding that to exaggerate it more and more.
Yeah, it seemed like it comes natural to that. Like, she did it a lot in the movie.
Yeah, so like kind of building out that behavior. And then there's some that help them check health, like lie down, give me your flipper, give me your other flipper, open your mouth, you know, let me pet you. Like those are all things that need to happen for a medical check. And then the actual training, like how they would train the behavior, they use, have you ever seen those poles for like dog training and other training that are like a pole with like a red target type thing on the end?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they use those. So like the sea lion will learn, for example, like, oh, I always touch the first target pole with my nose. And then the second target pole, they like have to figure out where to put it to get the sea lion to do the behavior they're aiming for. So that's how they sort of do the training, as well as rewarding these natural behaviors at the right moment, just like you would to train a dog. I also found something interesting that I wanted to share, which is that sea lions are one of 2 animals that are used consistently by the Navy. Like, in the Navy, I'm a sea lion in the Navy. I hunt down bombs in the Navy. No.
They hunt down bombs.
Whoa.
Maybe not bombs. No, so...
Maybe not bombs.
So you lied?
Not like a big bomb labeled
like-
TNT.
I mean, sort of like a mine. I just didn't know if I used the right word.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, bottlenose dolphins and California sea lions were the 2 animals after testing of many, many different animals, including like sea turtles, seals, like all these different things that are really good at detecting, locating, marking, and recovering objects. They have really good low light vision and directional hearing that allows them to detect and track undersea targets, even in darker, murky water. And like, while bottlenose dolphins are using echolocation, sea lions still have a really good sense for this sort of thing. And they can also dive deeper and more quickly than a human can because they don't have to worry about like, you know, like the bends or whatever that divers get.
They have rockin' bods too, dude.
Yeah. And like maybe someday we can use drones. They already do use drones for some of these things, but for now there's like no match to a sea lion or a dolphin. So I just thought that was really interesting.
That was pretty neat.
That was dude's actual original intent for like, he not only did he want his marine buddy, but he like fantasized about exploring the depths with a sea lion. Or actually the first winter that Audrey went missing and then nobody knew where he went. It was before they started taking him to the aquarium. He started planning on getting a dolphin, and like the pen that he built that Audrey actually eventually started living in was made for a dolphin, and he was going to get a dolphin and start exploring the bottom of the sea with a dolphin.
I mean, that's a cool idea. That is a cool idea.
You know, I kind of wish he would have gotten a dolphin because I feel like the dolphin might have just taken him out. You know?
Yeah, just railed him like
Oh, yeah.
in a cave underwater.
Okay. God damn it, Paul. Gross.
No, like killed him, not like banged him.
You went there.
Oh,
No, like
railed him in a cave underwater.
Jesus.
stop it. Guys, get your mind out of the fins. All right, Audrey, do you have anything else?
No.
Jesus.
I don't know why I said it like that.
Sounded so defeated or
Got
like
real for a second.
I'll now turn it over to Melissa for some movie mischief.
move over for movie mischief. All right, it's time for fact or fiction. I'm going to give you 3 facts, and you guys have to tell me which one is the false fact or not true fact. So the first one is both young Tony and the adult voice of Tony went on to star in Grey's Anatomy. Second fact is Paula, which was the older annoying sister in the movie, suggests naming the baby seal Marky after her boyfriend. In real life, Harry Goodridge had found a seal pup a couple of years prior to Andre and named it Marky. Unfortunately, Marky didn't survive. Wow. And then the third fact is, like many Stephen King novels, the film takes place in Maine. Billy Baker went on to have a small role in the Stephen King movie The Dark Half.
I think the first one's false. The Grey's Anatomy one.
You're going with the first one, all right?
I think the third one's false.
I'm gonna say the third one's false as well.
Well, our winners today are Paul and Jordan.
Wait, really?
Fuck you, Audrey!
No.
Yeah, so
Somebody was in the dark half
I was just going to
from
say,
this movie. I saw it.
but most of it is true, just so you know, but he actually went on to star in a made-for-TV, like a miniseries called Golden Years, which I'm not even familiar with that. I just changed it to The Dark Half, so.
Oh my God. What if Tori went to go on and star in Golden Girls?
Yo,
I would watch the shit out of
That's
that.
the crossover that I need.
sea lion. Just sitting at the table.
All right, surprise scenario time. Everybody's favorite, hands down.
Flippers down. Sorry.
So my question for you guys is, if you could team up with an aquatic friend, what would they be, as in what animal, and what sort of aquatic adventures would you go on together?
Yo, I would have a marine iguana.
What?
You can't just steal that from the book we've been reading with the child.
Guess what? I have been reading about and watching videos on marine iguanas, so
Whoa.
it's fair game. And I want to go to a nuclear reactor site with this marine iguana so that he grows into the size of Godzilla, because they look just like Godzilla. And me and that dude are going to save the world from alien invaders like Mothra and King Ghidorah. So that's my journey.
This is very specific. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, we were just watching a video today and it looked like fucking Godzilla eating moss on the ground, dude.
It is a really cool thing.
And they like freeze all the time and like fall back into the water and die. So like at least with this, he'll be huge and cool.
I like how passionate you got about that.
Okay, well, I'm teaming up with obviously a whale.
Obviously.
Wait, why would you obviously have a whale?
Well, because whales are sweet and really smart.
Any specific kind of whale or just whales?
Yeah, like a blue whale?
I'm a humpback whale, and I'm going to ride inside of the humpback whale's belly, and it will
Whoa.
gently let me out at appropriate times.
What? Do they have pouches, or are you carving a pouch in it?
I'm going to live in the belly like I was swallowed by a whale.
Every time you want to get in it, you have to be swallowed and then
Yeah, it'd be like a fun ride. I feel like it would be like
It would be kind of fun. Honestly, it would.
like I would get my little inner tube, my little underwater inner tube on and be like, woo! Go into the whale's belly. I would have a campsite. I would have a campsite inside of the whale's belly, just like Pinocchio.
Are whales known for having campsites in them? I feel like there's a lot of
If you build them,
I mean, why not?
if you build them, they will come, and they is me, and I will come to your
build
belly.
a campsite in a whale
Whoa.
gum.
Wait.
I will come into your belly? Is that what Audrey just said?
Railing dolphins in underwater caves and coming in whales.
So anywho, we would go anywhere the fuck we want. And here's the best part. When the whale eventually passes of very old age, I will go to the whale fall and witness the feast at the bottom of the ocean of all of the cool detritivores
That would be cool.
come along
That's
and eat the whale.
That's cool.
Wow.
And
I'm down for that.
Yeah. This is my dream. Thank you.
How to follow a whale fall?
That's the next James Bond movie.
Whale fall? Think a manatee.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
Another sea chonker. Like,
It'd be like a little Wayne, but underwater. And we just like float out in Florida somewhere.
What did you say you were going to do with the manatee? You were going to hang out in Florida?
Yeah.
oh, why pick Florida? Like,
Just chill in Florida. That's where manatees live.
but like Florida?
Right?
Of all the places you could pick, that's where you're gonna... Sorry, Florida listeners, if we have any, but...
Dude, it's warm down there.
You guys, wow, you kind of like went nuts with this and were very descriptive. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. What's yours? Tell us.
I think I'm going to pick a dolphin just because I think, like a lot of kids, I went through a phase when I was younger where I was kind of into dolphins and I thought they were cool. Maybe it was the whole, like, Lisa Frank folders,
That's
you know,
what I
like
was gonna
artwork.
say.
Like, they're so pretty. They're so cool.
Yeah.
So I would pick a dolphin and probably just, like, ride on top of it and go cruising, maybe visit some islands, do some dolphin stuff. I don't know, but...
Do some dolphin stuff. You don't want to know what dolphins do. They're assholes.
Oh, yeah, they can. Yeah, can't they be kind of mean?
They take you into caves, dude. Underwater caves.
Let's jump into adopt, take to the no-kill shelter, or taxidermy. So the three I have for you guys for tonight's episode, or today's episode, whatever time of the day it is that you're listening to this, is going to be Audrey, obviously. The second thing, now we didn't really touch on this at all, so maybe it's a good time to talk about it, but the 1960s Maine accent that was going on in the movie, did anybody like...
They tried.
Don't go down that road.
It didn't take me out of it, but it was a little jarring. Like, I figured they would have some type of accent, but it really stuck with me. So that's your guys' second choice.
Yeah, cool.
And then the third is Toots, their dog. So that's the third option, is the family dog, which
Okay.
I thought it was cute because Audrey, I remember, kind of had beef with him. I feel like he was always sticking his tongue out at him, but...
I am adopting Audrey,
Hell yeah.
the slippery sea wiener, because they are so cute and so fun.
Everybody wants a slippery sea wiener.
Also, he probably couldn't survive in the wild because these morons took him out of the wild and just kept him in their house and taught him tricks. And so then I would probably send Toots to the no-kill shelter, and I would taxidermy the Maine accent, and I would just like keep it with a button on my wall where you could walk by and press it, and it would be like, the price of lobster has gone up so high.
Lobster.
That's a cool idea.
And like, or like have a clip. And so anytime you wanted to, you could just walk by and like press the button and it would give you some clip with the Maine accent. Don't go on that road.
Fuck yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And that's the deal.
It's a good deal.
That's a good one.
I think as much as I would love to adopt Andre, I don't know where the heck he would go, even though Jordan's already adopted how many animals from this show.
You're thinking functionally.
Right. So I honestly think I would take him to the no-kill shelter and hope that...
He just swam back.
Oh, that's a good point. So I win. He would just swim back to me anyways. So I would get to keep him.
That's a very good point.
I would taxidermy, sorry, but the dog. Don't know what I would do with him. He could just hang out, be a scratching post for the cats. Just kidding. I don't know.
Toots!
Melissa.
And then I would have to, I have to adopt the 1960s Maine accent and just, I don't know if I would talk like that all the time, but maybe like adopting it would give me the superpowers to use it whenever I wanted, and then
To be able to get into it, yeah.
I would just randomly bust into it.
I support that. I think if you could just start talking in a Maine accent as soon as possible, that would be great.
I would adopt the Maine accent
That's
like
not...
I'm doing right now.
Oh my
Why are
And
you Australian? What are you
No.
right now?
This is the Maine accent, the price of lobster.
No, you're
And-
turning British now.
Ooh.
Yuck.
I would take this, and then I would adopt the dog Toots,
It's toot. Just toot. One toot.
so that
You're
I
talking
could have
very
no-
British.
I'm talking Maine, and I would take the Toot, and then I would stuff Andre and put his body above our cat so that the cat could look at it every night and dream of bigger fish.
Wow, Paul, wow.
How dare you? First of all. Second of all, how dare you butcher that accent like that? You taxidermied the accent and you did not do it well.
Yeah, I think you taxidermied the accent.
I didn't taxidermy, I adopted it because I sound like it, and then I could come out of it like this.
Whoa.
No one
Okay,
be,
now
like,
that's
you think
pretty
there's
cool.
a different person here. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Did you just switch out with someone?
Where did that other guy go?
Our Paul. Okay, I would adopt Andre because, like Melissa said, I've adopted all of the other ones. He's joining the party. I would take the dog to the no-kill shelter, hoping it would get adopted, and I would stuff the Maine accent.
What would that even look like?
It would just be up on the wall, and it would just say lobster, and I'd make a restaurant out of it.
Lobster.
Lobster, $1.99 a pound.
Would you change the price of it on a regular basis? Drop it from $4.99 to $1.99?
It would drop from $4 to $1.99.
That guy was like, "Oh, geez, 5 seconds. I missed the sale on lobsters."
Missed the lobster cut off.
And what happened that made lobsters so cheap all of a sudden, I wonder?
Yeah.
Because he said the harbor master hasn't set the price of lobster. It's part of your job. I can't do the Maine accent either.
It's a walk-in.
I think I took you in my accent, actually,
No,
Audrey.
I at least wasn't British.
We need our listeners to vote who had the better accent, Audrey or Paul.
Do you have anything else, Melissa?
That's it, Paul.
All right. All right. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us today to talk about Andre. And if you stick around with us next month, we're going to be doing Santa Buddies, also known as Santa Buddies, The Legend of Santa Paws, which is a 2009 holiday film with a bunch of little cute doggies. So if you like this show, feel free to subscribe, give us a review or rating. It helps us produce the show and we like making it. So, as a last thank you to my co-hosts, Jordan, Audrey, and Melissa, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you for listening to Hoofin' It in Hollywood, produced by Paul, Audrey, Melissa, and Jordan. Please note this content is for entertainment only. We are not professional researchers, and all views and opinions are our own. Special thanks to our partners for their footage and media in this episode. For attributions and links to resources mentioned in this episode, check the show notes or visit bit.ly/Hoofin-Hollywood. If you enjoyed this show, please like, subscribe, and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform.